Hey guys, it's me again, and there was something that was on my mind today, and I didn't talk about it, and I thought I'll talk about it tomorrow, and tomorrow will come and go, and I might not do it, so I'm going to talk about it now, even though I'm in bed. See, um, but this is the thing. Sometimes there's been twice, at least, maybe three times, that I've been asked, what am I most proud of doing? What am I the most proud of? And there's one simple answer. I'm the most proud because my first husband was abusive. It started out as verbal and emotional abuse, and as time went on, it got worse and progressed to physical abuse. And I remember thinking at the time that if somebody were to treat any of my daughters, I have three daughters, and if anybody were to treat any of them the way that my husband was treating me, that it would be my desire to take them out of the country, take them anywhere to the far corners of the world, and hide them so that that person would not ever treat them the way that I was being treated. And and I believed that. I believed that I would have hidden them. I would have done anything to protect them from being hurt the way that I was being hurt. And I came to realize that if they grow up, if they grew up in a home where they saw their father treat their mother that way, that they would grow up to believe that it was acceptable, that it was okay, maybe even that it was normal. And there'd be the possibility then that, yes, they would grow up and end up in an abusive relationship themselves. And my girls were little. My youngest daughter was less than a year old, I think, when I finally decided that I had to get them out of that abusive relationship, even though they weren't being abused, um, but I was. And so I do I do know that one of the final acts that forced my hand was my oldest daughter was just a little thing, and my husband had his hands around my neck, was choking me, and she was standing there. And had her little fist balled up, and she was just banging on his legs, and she was screaming, "Let go, my mama! Let go, my mama!" And she doesn't remember that because she was just a little girl. She doesn't remember that. My youngest daughter was just an infant, and then my middle daughter, there was only 18 months between them, so um, she was just a little thing. So she would not have remembered anything. And my oldest daughter doesn't remember that, and she was the oldest of the three. But I got them out of that situation, and as far as I know, none of them has ever been in an abusive relationship. And so I'm proud of that. I'm not proud that I separated their family. I'm not proud that I had a failed marriage. Um, what I am proud of is that I broke the cycle. I broke the abusive cycle, and by getting them out when I did, they don't put up with behavior like that. They have never seen that as normal. And I'm proud of that. If I don't do anything else right in this life, I feel like that was right. I feel proud of the fact that I got them out of the cycle of abuse. Now, like I said, they were too young. They don't remember that. Um, and I was also thinking about when they were younger. Um, as I've said before, I have an eating disorder, and when my kids were young, I wanted them to grow up happy and healthy, and I didn't want them to have eating disorder. I didn't want them to have disordered eating. So I did not uh, participate in my eating disorders. Um, Actually, when I did do some emotional eating, but not to any great degree. When they were small, what I would do is have workarounds. When I would buy them cookies, and I would buy them like fudge stripe cookies or pecan sandies, because those don't tempt me. Those do not tempt me whatsoever. And they like those cookies. And so I would buy those cookies for them so they could have cookies in the house. And yet I wouldn't be tempted to indulge. When I bought bread, I would buy wheat bread because they liked wheat bread. Wheat bread is fine. And wheat bread is not something that I particularly like, so I would not go out of my way for anything made with wheat bread. Things like that were my workarounds so that they could live a normal, healthy, happy life, and didn't ever have to see me participating in disordered eating. And I don't even know to this day if they even know that I have an eating disorder. I don't. I'm pretty sure I know they don't know the extent of my eating disorder, that it began as anorexia, and then went to bulimia, then to basically emotional eating, orthorexia, and then just basic sugar addiction. Um, I know they're not aware of all that. And I guess because they've never ever mentioned it, maybe they don't even know that I have that disorder. Um, and let's see, there was one other thing. Oh, when I had my nervous breakdown, the one in 1996, um, I lost my children to their father in a it was his third custody battle for the children, and my oldest daughter and the second daughter wanted to go with their father, and the youngest did not. And I talked to my mother about it. I was upset, and she said, "If you don't let them go, they're gonna hate you. They'll grow to hate you." I couldn't have that, and still I fought for them. My youngest daughter asked me to fight. I did everything I could. But like I said, I had a nervous breakdown. And at that time, I was very, very, very ill. I remembered their names. I remembered my name. I couldn't remember how to drive. I couldn't remember how to make salt water. I couldn't remember how to boil water. I couldn't remember how to make change. I couldn't tell if clothes matched. I could not even take a shower without my mother driving up to my house from Knoxville and sitting in the bathroom while I took a shower. I was very, very, very sick. I was hallucinating daily. I saw people and animals in the house. Um, I thought at one time that maybe my neighbors had been abducted by aliens. I thought one time that a room full of chairs were going to attack me. I was very, very sick. It was very bad times, very scary times. I thought that food was poison. Um, and I did the best I could to act like everything was okay because I did not want to scare my children. I tried really hard to act like everything was okay. And then for a few years, I didn't go in my backyard. Um, I don't know how long I didn't go in my front yard. I would only go to the mailbox after dark when I thought nobody would see me. I had agoraphobia. I was paranoid. I was very unwell. I it was very bad times. It was the darkest times of my life, and I was suicidal a lot of the times, especially after my children got taken away, because I felt like I had no reason for living. My children were the most important thing in my life, and when they got taken away, it was like, what purpose do I have to even be here? Because the only purpose I had in life was to take care of them and to love them, and they were gone. And it took me years to get better. It took me about 7 years to get better. And I don't think, because they were young then, um, early teens, um, maybe 11ish, 12, 13, like that. Um, because they were so young, and because I tried so hard to hide it from them how sick I really was, I don't think that they ever fully understood how sick I was. And I know they never knew how sick I was. Um, but my daughters don't have anything to do with me now. I think that they hate me. I think that they think I was a terrible mother. And I loved my children dearly. I made sure that they were fed and clothed and housed and sheltered, taken care of. They got to school. I taught them every possible life skill that I thought they would need in case something ever happened to me. I loved them with every ounce of my being. Um, and it pains me greatly that they don't want to have anything to do with me. But they don't know. They don't know the things that I've told you. Um, and I just realized that today. I sometimes worry about why they don't have anything to do with me, why they hate me so much, why they think I was such an awful mom, and then I think about the fact that they don't know me, they don't know what I did, they don't know what happened. So so I guess they've just got to go on what they know. or what they think. Anyway, I'm going to have to work on grieving the loss of the relationships with my kids. And people are always like, oh, where do your kids live? And do you get to see your grandkids often? And I say, no, no, I don't. And then they're like, oh, really? Why? And my mother said, you don't owe anybody an explanation. And it just hit me today. As many times as people have said that to me, oh, why? And I try to give a brief explanation of the best that I can of why I think that is. And it hit me today. I could say, I really don't want to talk about that. I don't know why I've never thought about that, saying, I don't want to talk about that. That's always an option, I guess. I don't want to talk about that. I don't know. That's my clock if you hear the dinging. But maybe in the future that's what I'll say. I'll just say I really don't want to talk about it. But you will know because I told you. I told you about it. I mean, I don't know what they think. How could I know what they think? But now you know my side of the story. So, we'll talk about something else tomorrow, okay? I've got to go to bed tonight. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Good night.